Turks are managed by Bob Reeves, the coaching staff, Rodney Cullen, Jason Cooter, and Mark Luzinski. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you please rise as we do honor America. As volunteers to sing the national anthem, 2012 Harrisonburg High School graduate Ronald Price, who is a junior, now at Old Dominion University, a double music major.
And you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And the national anthem, got to like that. Playoff baseball here from Harrisonburg. Ryan Castellanos sporting that summertime baseball beard, Joe, and that trend has just taken off in baseball. I think these players always emulate the major leaguers. Castellanos has to look just kind of to the side on his family tree to see a major leaguer.
Are we starting the playoff beard tonight, Dave?
We are. I'm starting one. I'm going to concentrate really hard. You look like you started shaving about 6 months ago.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, a little bit longer than that. No, the facial hair thing, I think it's run its course. I blame Brian Wilson of the San Francisco Giants.
This is just gross. I don't even want to get
started. It's just wrong now. He's with the Dodgers now.
Definitely a mouse living in there. But
yeah, but it's made him money. It's become his claim to fame. Being a good pitcher wasn't enough. But, you know it's famous when you can be out with arm surgery as long as he was and still making commercials and all that good stuff. Uncharacteristically cool here tonight. See some windbreakers and all kinds of stuff. We're going to get down into the mid to low 50s tonight. So it's not a bad thing that we've got a kid from Illinois on the hill for Harrisonburg. Got the 3/4 sleeve shirt on.
Surprised we don't see more long sleeves in the field. But I'm gonna be honest. I gave it 4 this one. I was actually kind of cold outside this morning. I had a fan blowing right on me because the house wasn't air conditioning. I froze to death in my bed last night. So I guess you can't really complain. I see a lot of sweatshirts out there.
Yeah, it's a definite change. The trend does look good for the next couple of nights to be very comfortable. I don't think rain's going to play a part until maybe Thursday or Friday. We'll see. So it looks like these first rounds matchups we're going to get taken care of. Blake Edwards will lead it off for the Jacksons into the Turks lineup as they come to the plate. I'll give you the defensive standings. Matt Rose is at third base. Stephen McLean's at shortstop. Thomas Smith is at second. Daniel Nichols is at first base. Chopped foul ball. Go to first is in time, but stayed foul. Chopped straight up. Mitchell Matulia behind the plate handled it. Foul by about a yard. No balls and 1 strike underway. 7:32 playoff baseball here from Harrisonburg, Virginia. In the outfield for the Turks, Jesse Baker's in left field. Thomas Spitz in center. Christopher Barr is in right. 0-1 pitch from Castellanos. Biter. A real biter from the outside corner for strike 2. Edwards 333 on the regular season. 0-2 slider. Grounded down third base way. Backhanded by Rose. Long throw. And Nichols digs it out of there. A low throw by Rose. And seems like the Turks infielders, Rose and McLean in particular, Joe, they played that one hopper bounce about 15 feet out in front of Nichols, and he handles him like a hockey goalie for out number one.
Especially Rose and Nichols just seem to have some vibe going together. Rose has had a few balls. I don't think he's made an error yet, but he's had a few short throws, and Nichols just cleaned them up. Both Rose fielded that ball in the heel of his glove, and Nichols caught it in the heel of his glove, too. So.
First pitch to Carrera outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Left-handed side of Carrera, the switch hitter. Fastball. Low for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Carrera just under 20 steals on the year, 18 or 19. We've got to click all over the place to get to the regular season stats here. 2-0 pitch there. Glove popper on the outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Don't change my routine.
Value League Baseball, their online stats, they reset them for the playoffs. You can still get the regular season, just a lot more clicking involved.
Strike 2 on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Castellanos really has some good run to his fastball. 2-2 pitch. Grounded out towards shortstop. 2 hops for McLean. Throw to first is in time. And Carrera is retired. So 2 ground ball outs for Ryan Castellanos. The last couple times Ryan has pitched, a lot of times you'll see him after the ball game. You can ask us a simple question, Joe. How do you feel tonight? And you've got to be ready for a detailed answer down to how all 4 pitches. I mean, he is a type A personality. He is plugged in to what he's trying to do. Slider in there for a strike to Matt O'Neill. He's a real power guy in this lineup. 6 long balls. You certainly want to see him with the bases clean. Fastball foul right over the top of the Covington dugout on the first base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Castellanos will tell you about all 4 of his pitches and why one of them wasn't quite right and how he's holding it and all of it. It's a great study in the pitcher's mindset. 0-2 slider grounded out towards shortstop. 4 or 5 hops. McLean backhands. Go to first is in time. So 3 ground ball outs to the left side for Ryan Castellanos and the Turks. We're going to stick around over this half inning. One of the things about the Valley League playoffs that you never quite know is this our last game of the year? So it's always that thing, and you're like, where did the summer go? And the summer just evaporated. And you had an interesting summer, not only with the Turks, but also out at the College World Series, and then helping them out with the State Little League. So you've been a wall-to-wall baseball guy this summer.
Yeah, it's been absolutely crazy and such a enjoyment. Kind of an unexpected summer, to say the least, too. Had plans for other things, and things fall through, but I loved every second of it. And hoping I'll be talking to you guys next Tuesday, too, in a championship series or whatever. But as you and I talked about, as long as they win tonight, we'll be guaranteed at least one more.
That's right. That's right. And do you think me threatening them earlier was a good move, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see the fear.
It's all psychology. You
can see the fear in their eyes too. Yeah.
Negative reinforcement at work.
49-year-old guy gets half their size, gets in their face. It's pretty scary.
Yeah.
Because they're thinking he must have some secret weapon we're unaware of. No.
We got one person chimed in early. McLean and Stephen's mom and her husband, Stephen's dad, I believe Harrisonburg.
We like them here.
Stayed through the regular season, but they're back home and they're already watching from California with his grandparents. So, and some of our loyal listeners, and we truly appreciate it. And it'll be the last night you're listening to us and or watching us.
That's right. Turks are going to have to get it going here in the beginning. You want to prove when a guy comes in and shuts you out, you want to prove early that was a fluke. Put a run or 2 on the board to start things off. Yeah, I can hope, can't I?
Yeah. And obviously, Coach Jancy's not been their ace or anything special this year.
No.
But they clearly know the coaches did their homework, small amount of homework, realizing what Coach Jancy did do to the Turks in his one appearance against them, giving him the nod tonight.
Lumberjacks around the infield. Matt O'Neill's at third base. Blake Edwards at shortstop. Jose Carrera at second base. Grant McCown is at first base. In left field is Jonathan Flores. In center field, Demetrius Moore. And in right field is Brent James. Shane Castro is behind the plate for the Jancy's battery mate.
Just like these things, you could let us know where you're listening from, too, as always, by using hashtag TurksNation and give us a playoff prediction that you think from that sense. And I will give you the Turks hitting lineup to start things off. Thomas Smith hitting first base, second base, Thomas Spitz batting second, like center field. Daniel Nichols batting third at first base. Matt Rose in the cleanup spot
Leading off
playing third base. Eric Cowflight batting fifth at DH. Jesse Baker batting sixth playing left field. Christopher Barr playing right field and batting seventh. Mitchell Montoya batting eighth behind the plate. And Stephen McLean batting ninth at shortstop. And already talked about on the mound, Ryan Castellanos.
Smith has been everything we'd expect him to be. He hit over 300, play a bunch of positions, be a very calming influence to all of the younger players. He's poised for a big year at Georgia Tech next year as well. Chopped foul right there in the plate. Smith got it right off of his front foot. And that will get your attention early on. No balls and one strike. Smith's got a genuine limp going on.
Doesn't look too good. Hands on his knees, too. And you see players walk things off, but this is kind of an elongated. Walk it out. Still nursing that left ankle. Did it go right off the inside of his ankle? I didn't really see where it.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Digging back in there. Gamer. Krivjansky has a sign he likes from Castro. Shakes him off. Okay. Here comes the 0-1 to Smith. Swung on and missed. Took a little cut fastball or slider there. No balls, 2 strikes to Smith. Chopped out towards shortstop. Smith will dig it out there. Throw to first is in time by Edwards. Scored 6-3 for out number 1.
Smith clearly not running well on that pitch either, and he's kind of slowly walking back to the dugout too, light jog.
Comes Thomas Spitz. Spitz has been up and down the last 7 or 10 days, but he's been up here at the end. Playing pretty well. Collecting some hits, stealing some bases. Base knocked to center field. Got a little rollover curve there. Just a slight little slide to that pitch. And Spitz was on it like he was in the huddle on that call. So Spitz is at first with 1 out. We'll bring up Daniel Nichols, and it took a gigantic week from Matt Rose to be the final first player of the week, because Nichols had a huge week as well.
He did.
Krivjansky deals. Chopped foul, first base side. No balls and 1 strike. We'll get a real measure whether Spitz is 100% or not. He was stuck on 9 steals for quite a while, was having some foot problems. You can kind of see it affecting the way he was running the bases. But then he popped up with a flurry of steals here late in the season. Fairly short lead so far. Krivjansky comes set. Deals to Nichols, breaking ball foul back to the screen.
You know the playoffs are a big deal around here when my parents come all the way from Colorado for this game. My parents are in town, and I just walk in the stadium here to visit move my sister into her house in Richmond. No, I knew they were going to come, but they were just here this weekend. But kind of throwing that out there.
No balls and 1 strike. You have a sister here at JMU too?
Just graduated. She got her first job, so she's moving to Richmond, so that's when my parents came to help move her.
There goes Spitz. Chopped down first base way. The only play will be first. And to the bag is Grant McCown for out number 2. And Spitz is down at second. If you would have had that one stolen, Nichols with 2 strikes on him, got to be protective. Here comes Matt Rose. I think that Matt is certainly in the conversation for Turks MVP for the regular season. Fastball missed outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
An early opportunity for Rose to show and do what he's done best all year, which is hit runners in when they're in scoring position.
Castro heads to the hill, going to talk things over. I've really been surprised how many times I've seen the left fielder shade the line. Jonathan Flores is shading the line more in center field with great range, but there is a big, big gap in left center. And any sort of study of Matt Rose, he really does hit about 35% of his balls dead to the left center gap, and usually they're rockets.
Sorry, that shortstop's head, that's a tunnel that his balls seem to take.
And tunnel's the right word. Breaking ball hit hard and foul over top the Turks bullpen. 1 ball and 1 strike. And one of the impressive things about Rose is that in 149 at-bats, he struck out 25 times, but he also walked 19, almost an even number for a guy with that kind of thump. Pretty nice. 1-1 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Borderline one there. Good to know that's where the edge is for everybody. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position with speed for the Turks. Medium lead for Spitz. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Good fastball right on the outside corner, same spot there by Krivichanski. It strikes out Rose. So a scoreless first inning in the books. Playoff baseball here in the VBL 2014. Let's go take a look at our scoreboard here.
That was Rose's first at bat against Krivichanski. He was not a part of that doubleheader against Covington. That was when he had to sit up 2 games for suspension. So that was his first at bat seeing Krivichanski. So
I feel better now.
Yeah.
2-2 ball means the bottom of the second. Waynesboro and Aldi. Now you can come back to tie that. Front row with a 1-0 lead. Top of the third there at home hosting Strasburg here in round 1. And the other 2 are scoreless. The 4 versus 5 game at Stanton and Charlestown. 0-0 here first are scoreless. Rick Krivichanski kind of mystified the Turks the first time out. Good to see Spitz line a single on him, and Rose smashed 1 foul there. So I think those 2 swings constituted as much hard contact as we made in the 6 or 7 innings we saw in the 4th.
I remember us talking about that too in that doubleheader, that 2 7-inning games, so 14 innings, and the Turks lost 4-0 and won 2-1, so only scored 2 runs in the 14 innings, and we kind of talked about how maybe that could be the absence of Rose in that lineup and whatnot. So we'll see if he can make a difference tonight. Didn't make a difference in that first at-bat, but you can't expect perfection every single time.
Well, from the 5th inning on, the Turks have been the 27 Yankees, so no question about that. I mean, we've got, I think they had 7 or 8 innings with 5 runs or more that happened from the 5th or later, both at home and on the road. I don't know how or why, but that's just how it went down in the regular season. Pitch to Grant McCown, popped up a mile high, shallow center, second base area, and Thomas Smith makes the catch. For 1 pitch. And it's not a ground ball, so Castellanos is really going to have to bear down, Joe. What's he doing out there? It's a mess.
Even Krivichanski, too. The first 4 batters this game, all ground balls to the left side of the infield, 2 ground outs to thirds and 2 ground outs to short.
Hayden Platt will swing now. Fastball outside corner for strike 1. Castellanos, Honda, these guys, they love them some strike 1. Strike 2. 4-seam blazer there, 0-2. And from what we've seen on the zone, there's another ball width to be had on that outer edge. 0-2 pitch. Went around on the swing. He doubled up on the fastballs there. Castellanos feeling the good heater. Had Platt fooled. Platt might have been looking off speed.
Right fielder, number 26, Brent James.
Comes James now, the right fielder. Right-handed swinger is James. Fastball fouled back to the screen. Nyack College.
And on the other side of that matchup, too, Castellanos was the guy who pitched the second game of the doubleheader that the Turks did.
Slider, swung on and missed.
It was the battle of the 2 winners in that doubleheader.
When you pepper the outside corner with fastball, well, swung on and missed and called strikes, then that slider that looks like it's headed there becomes deadly. 0-2 slider, swung on and missed. He buried that one. Harried it down low. Matulia throwing it around. You'd have a wry smile there. Coach Weiss saying, "Hey, what you doing, kid? We got 3. Let's save one for next time." So a dominant inning for Castellanos once again. Headed for the home half of the second. Turks will get their second swing of the night scoreless, hosting the Covington Lumberjacks here in Game 1 of the VBL playoffs.
August 22nd, 6 o'clock. There'll be good music, great food, and giveaways. If you bring the car and the family,
See a few Covington people. And there were none in that doubleheader.
We could use a little Dr. Longball, a little solo jobber, wake some people up.
690 and 733. If you do have a winning number, come on up to the press box.
In the 2012 championship, the Turks, Winchester was a team that had 87 home runs, whatever, but the Turks had somewhere in the low 20s or whatever. But in Game 2 up there, after winning a pitcher's duel here, Game 2 up there was 5 Turks homers and 6 double plays. Yeah, that was still a 5-game series there. The Turks won it in 4. We had the 2-2-1 format. 2 there, 2 here, 1 there.
Some league does a 3-game format where you either get Game 1 at home or you get Games 2 and 3 on the road. Or you can either choose Game 1 at home or Game 2 and 3 at home.
Right. Bottom of the second inning, Eric Keldfleisch will lead it off, followed by Jesse Baker, Christopher Barr. First pitch missed outside from Nolan Krivojansky. Scoreless game, bottom of 2. Fastball swung on and missed. Keldfleisch flying open, trying to pull that thing.
Go, fish.
1-1 pitch down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike.
So you alluded to in the break, another low energy crowd tonight, and something going to spark this.
Yeah, they're waiting for the wake up call. That's how the Turks crowds are. They're used to seeing winning, and they're waiting for a reason. Chopped out towards second base. Herrera's got it. Took first in time for out number 1. That'll bring up Jesse Baker. And Keldfleisch used the same bat, obviously, so Baker will pick it up and see if there's any hits left in it. Christopher Barr on deck.
Left fielder number 4, Jesse Baker.
Krivojansky, definitely a deliberate worker. Pitch to Baker, swung on and missed. Little cut fastball.
Some good action to that.
Just the slightest bit of curve, say 6 or 7 inches. He's really not trying to overpower it like a slider. 0-1 pitch, way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Krivojansky has a very hard motion too. He really gets a lot of momentum into it. His pitches over it look like they're going to come in a lot harder than they actually do. Leans back too. It's always upper body behind the pitch.
1-1, swung on and missed. Came with the fastball. Got it by Baker. Pretty steady breeze blowing straight in still. You can see Krivojansky's uniform ruffling. One-two pitch to Baker, way outside. Castro is set up way on that outside corner. Krivojansky, another 2-3 feet further out than that. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the second here in a scoreless game. Fastball way outside again. Baker's worked it full. You've got to miss for Baker to not be ready to turn on something. He's looking dead red and adjusts back from there. Payoff pitch to Baker. Swung on and missed. Stayed on that outside corner. That one was too close to take, and Baker swings right through it for route number 2. I'll bring up Christopher Barr now. 2 outs, nobody on. Mitchell Matulia on deck.
Christopher Barr.
Fastball low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Here comes the 1-0 to Barr. Hit hard and foul right side. Breaking ball out in front of that. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Barr went 0 for 3 in that game against Krivjansky. The only 2 Turks to actually get hits against him were Cal Fleisch and Roach isn't even in the lineup tonight. So 1 hit off Krivjansky in the lineup tonight.
1-1 pitch, strike on the outside corner. Good location. Knee high with the fastball right on the outer edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, 2, hit hard out towards second base. Herrera is up with it. Throw to first is in time. Great range by Jose Herrera. Shallow right field. Pirouette and a nice throw. With a Herrera at shortstop or second, he's going to get to a lot of balls. So 1-2-3 inning. Good work by Krivjansky. Here for the top of the 3rd. First round playoff action. Scoreless. Harrisonburg hosting the Covington Lumberjacks. So this is, so you know, I'll toss to you.
What is this song called?
Huh?
What is this song called? I've never heard it before, but I like it.
Cheap Seats?
Yeah.
Alabama?
Cheap.
Top of the 3rd inning. I had this one here. Now we're going to turn it over to Joe for some playoff play-by-play.
Castellanos back on the hill for the Turks. 6 up, 6 down so far. First pitch to Flores is a strike on the outside corner. Nice fastball there.
It's really got easy speed, too. Not a lot of effort in that motion.
Castellanos already has his sign. Same exact spot for strike number 2. Same pitch, same spot.
Yes. Hop a chalk line between his hand and the catcher's glove on those 2.
It's only the 2nd game Flores has appeared in all year. In his last game, swing and miss for strikeout. Nice little curveball on the outside of the plate. Just had Flores guessing that whole at bat for out number 1. Flores' last game was 2-0 win for the Turks on Saturday and today, so he's only played in 2 games. So it's been a late signee, nice little playoff signee. Now stepping in is Demetrius Moore, the center fielder for the Jacks.
Well, in a game like this, you've got to keep these dual threat players off the bases.
First pitch swung on and foul tipped on the inside corner for Moore. Strike one.
Castellanos he's pitching forward this time. If he's using that fastball and adjusting from there.
Castellanos ready to go again. The 0-1 misses with a curveball off the plate. Ball number 1. The scoreboard Yahtzee out there. Moore number 1. 1-1 count and 1 out.
Zeros and ones.
Yeah. 1-1 fake bunt by Moore. Fastball misses just outside. Moore pulled back in time. 2-1. For a righty from Point Park University in Pittsburgh, where Krbajanski's from as well. Castellanos with a 2-1 swung on and missed.
That even looked like it had movement down and in.
I was going to say the same thing. I wouldn't say fastball, but it had some nice late movement to it. 2-2 count here to Moore. Homestead, Florida native. Castellanos from Davie, Florida. And the 2-2 fastball swung on and missed by Moore. Strikeout. 2 batters this inning and 2 strikeouts for Castellanos.
Now, it's early, but Castellanos, his last couple of starts, looked like a guy who was building to this kind of dominance right here.
That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Castellanos. Going back to the last inning, he struck out the last 2 batters and the first 2 batters this inning, and now we've got the number 9 hitter, catcher Shane Castro, stepping in. First pitch strikeout just missed on the outside corner. Castro, a big-bodied, early, stubby catcher. 1-0 pitch curveball looked at for strike number 1.
Confidence.
Yes. Castellanos a quick worker too, but not as quick as Llewellyn. 1-1, same exact curveball completely swung through by Castro. He kind of looked back.
Well, he's actually changing the speed on that a few miles an hour. That one was not the hard biter, but
right.
The movement is there.
Castellanos the 1-2 looking to strike out the side, and the pitch. Fastball swung on, fouled off to our right and out of play.
I mean, when Castro is swinging at that, he's trying to get the barrel on it. By the time that ball gets to him, it's sitting there at the trademark. Right, that movement is just a killer.
Castro wearing number 31 from Hillsborough Community College. 1-2 again, curveball nasty right down the middle, swung on and missed for out number 3. And Castellanos strikes out the side. And Matulia threw that one down again too. I don't know. Coach Weiss kind of, I don't know if Matulia's kind of joking or he's going to have his head in the game if he's thinking it's 2 out. But Castellanos comes back, strikes out the side, nasty fastball and curveball. Didn't really throw much more than that. Straight fastballs and curveballs and had the hitters fooled. 5 strikeouts in a row for Castellanos, who's to be ordered once without a base runner.
Well, my brief conversations with him the last couple of times after the last couple of times he started, he doesn't believe in anything straight, and even his fastball, he wants some late movement on it, and he's talking about different grips and how not necessarily going to try and change anything motion related because you want a nice repeatable motion and release point. You really, for a young pitcher, I've never really spoken with anyone that had that kind of major league figuring it out pitch to pitch type thing. Because it's rare. Guys who learn that in the low minors or have an influence with it. He's someone who's been exposed to major league caliber. His brother's third baseman for the Tigers, I believe, right? Yeah. So sometimes you get that upper level look at things. Griffey Jr., Griffey Sr., Griffey Jr. literally grew up at the ballpark. Had all that God-given genetic talent, but when you're hanging around with your father and
Prince Fielder's another one. They said the guy was hitting, albeit with limited bat, they said he was hitting home runs out of Old Tiger Stadium at age 13.
Yeah, Old Tiger Stadium was 440 to center.
Yeah.
Well, anything. I mean, you're a guy you're big into volleyball and you're a sports fan in general, but anything that you're getting to look at the highest level, I don't care whether it's chess or you name it. Anytime you're getting a high level insight at something, you can sometimes take quantum leaps in your understanding of it.
And I was a coach's kid too, so I was around the high school game from 6th grade on, and that was what made me as successful as I was in my high school volleyball career. Mitchell Matulia, the catcher for the Turks, steps in to lead things off in the bottom of the third. 0-0 ball game here, just one hit for either side. That was a single in the first inning for the Turks. Thomas spits, and Krojanski starts the inning off with the fastball on the outside corner for strike number 1.
Matulia has really had some big hits down the stretch here. It's really a lot of big doubles.
0-1 from Krojanski, same pitch, swung on and missed by Matulia. 0-2. Krojanski, a long-legged, lanky pitcher, 6'5". Digging in his glove for the grip he wants, finds it, and comes with the 0-2. Fastball misses low, 1-2.
Good take by Matulia. Didn't miss by too much.
Matulia sporting the stirrups in the batter's box. Lefty ready for the 1-2 from Krojanski. Swung on ground ball right back to Krojanski. Easy has it, throws on to first to Grant McCowan for out number 2. Out number 1, excuse me, leadoff batter. Just hop right in front of the batter's box. Did Matulia, and now steps in number 9 hitter, Stephen McLean, who's just done a really good job in the number 9 spot. Kind of really made it his spot. Pitch to the righty is a curveball. It's the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 to McLean. Shortstop from Baylor, hitting 227, hit 227 in the regular season. Oh, 0-1 on its way. Fastball, good check swing by McLean. Ball 1. 1-1 to McLean. Pitcher's duel so far here at Eagle Field. 0-0 ball game. Bottom 3. 1-1 McLean swung on, grounded foul to Coach Weiss in the third base coach's box. Takes a late skip though, and he's not able to make the play.
A lot of English on that.
Yeah. McLean takes a deep breath, steps back in the box. 1-2 forthcoming from Krojanski. Krojanski working with the catcher, gets his sign and delivers the 1-2 curveball. Just misses. I'm not sure if that missed high or the outside corner, but from here it didn't look like it missed either of those spots.
Yes, had everyone walking off on that one. McLean was fooled when he froze, and it obviously got under the bottom of the knees there.
And the catcher was ready to throw that around the horn for the strikeout. 2-2. Fastball jammed McLean, who inside-outside swing for it, foul ball down the right field line towards the softball complex.
It looks like the softball complex is going to put down an artificial surface, have that ready for the springtime.
Right, it's finally some progress. It's been kind of just chunky over there, but it looks like they begin to excavate the area. 2-2 again. Fastball ground ball to second base. Carrera up with it to McCown with the easy throw for out number 2. As we said last game, Carrera's listed on the roster as a second baseman, but we've only seen him a short all year. On that playoff time, and he's back at second base.
From the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, second baseman Thomas Smith.
Lineup turns over now. Thomas Smith from the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. Steps in, grounded out to shortstop in his first at-bat in the first inning. First pitch, breaking ball, misses low. 1-0 to Smith. That's another thing Krojanski's done a really good job of, is getting ahead in counts tonight. Both pitchers have done that. Not too many three-ball counts. 1-0, bounced in the dirt. 2-0. This might be one of the first hitters counts we've seen all night for either offense.
Well, that's really if you look at ball games right down to the pitches, sometimes these hitters counts 2-0, 3-1, where games are swung.
2-0, Smith ready for that one. Swings through the fastball low, though, for strike 1. 2-1 count.
Smith is hard to defense. Not only is he hit for a high average, 330s approximately, but he'll dump one in the right field corner, hit one in the left field corner, hit the alleys.
2-1. Another breaking ball. This one bounced in the dirt outside the plate for 3-1.
Smith, a veteran of not only the Valley League playoffs, but also the ACC, and he's just got a lot of big game experience.
Hitters count, 3-1 pitch. Smith Looks at ball 4, fastball just missed on the outside corner.
I'm glad to see him moving well. You know, after clunking off his foot earlier.
Just the second base runner all night for either team. Both have been on the Turk side. Of course, man at the plate now, Thomas Smith got a single in the first inning. And a walk by Thomas Smith. And only 2 runners to even touch first base.
This part of the Turks order has produced regardless how many outs are on the scoreboard.
Jansky checks on Smith and delivers a first pitch. Slider gets the outside corner. 0-1. Jansky, quick work. Fastball, jam, spits. With it at third is O'Neal. Easy throw on the first to retire to the side. Turks get 1 base runner, but can't do anything with it. After 3 innings, it's still a 0-0 ball game here at Eagle Field.
0-0 scoreboard.
Your computer been freezing up?
Yeah, big time. I can't tell whether it's the mouse is so I'm having to double click a lot of things.
Are these just headsets you got, or are these ones that you like tested and stuff? I like having the open ear.
Yeah,
I like having the open ear.
Yeah, I just got tired of using other people's equipment, having it not work.
I've only worked with double ear stuff before, but I like having the open ear.
Top of the order to move things off in the top of the 4th. From the Cougars of Columbus State, shortstop Blake Edwards.
Lumberjacks still looking for their first base runners. Blake Edwards steps in, first pitch. Breaking ball from Castellanos, misses low and outside for ball 1. Edwards grounded out to Matt Rose at third base in his first at-bat. And the 1-0 fastball gets the outside corner for 1-1.
I think we might see a long stretch where you're not going to see 2-3 balls in a row. It's just not going to happen. This is going to be hyper aggressive.
1-1 fastball runs away from Edwards for ball 2. 2-1 count. No out. 0-0 ball game at Eagle Field. Quarterfinal game 1 of the Valley League playoffs, and the 2-1's ground ball grounded up the middle. Quickly to it is Smith, who hops and throws on the first. Called safe at first base for the first hit and base runner of the night.
Close play. I think he'd be
very close play.
High chopper there. Smith got rid of it, just kind of gathered it in, thrown it. You didn't have any time to plant and set there, that's for sure.
Carrera, 5'4", 5'2", whatever you want to say, second baseman steps in as he talks to his third base coach. This might be a bunting situation here as Carrera, smaller guy, got some speed to him as well. It's looking like it's going to be a 2-1, 3-2, 1-0 ball game. Lumberjacks get the leadoff runner on, first leadoff runner for either team tonight. So we'll see how the Lumberjacks play this, if they're going to play with a single run or go for the big inning.
Well, Edwards has a big lead over there.
Rose just on the lip of the grass, not too far in. Castellanos delivers no square from Carrera on the first pitch, misses low just over the feet of Carrera for ball 1.
Nasty slider there, nearly handcuffed Matui.
Carrera had to do a little dance to get out of the way of that one. Edwards at first base. Good sized lead. Carrera taken all the way. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1.
Carrera will be tough to double even if he does hit a ground ball to an infielder.
I think a little bit of miscommunication between Edwards at first and Carrera at plate and third base coach. Third base coach kind of yelling things now. Kind of upset with how the last play went. 1-1 pitch coming. Sliced foul off the facing of the Turks dugout. Kind of sends Neil, the trainer, back into the dugout. No one hurt there, though. 1-2 count, so no bunt for Carrera. Now Rose can back up. Carrera, plate, Edwards at first getting signs from their coach.
Carrera can still bunt. He handles the bat well. He's a little switch hitter.
Castellanos checks the runner and delivers the 1-2. Swung through and missed in the dirt.
Foul ball.
And they're calling a foul ball there.
Got a little piece of it. Another hard breaking ball down and in. Carrera kind of with a little scoop swing, just got a piece of it to stay alive.
I've noticed Castellanos has an interesting way to check on the runner at first. He actually has a righty. He looks over his right shoulder. Usually you see righties kind of peek, tip their head down and look over their left shoulder, but when he's checking on Edwards here, he's looking over his right shoulder. Gets the sign. 1-2, swung on, popped high in the air to center field. Can of corn for Spitz out there. Shallow fly ball comes in, makes the catch, and retreating back to first is Edwards. 1 out.
Another really nice breaking ball, burying it down and in. You're going to get a lot of strikeouts on that pitch, and then Carrera did a great job of foul the one before that off and to get anything on that ball.
Carrera really had no option there but to kind of golf swing at that and pop it up. In steps the number 3 hitter, Matt O'Neill, third baseman. Edwards bluffs at first, no go, first pitch, fouled off, back and over the screen behind us.
Yeah, Matulia behind the plate. He's actually been throwing pretty well lately. So I think Edwards is going to go at some point. Those zeros are sitting on the board. These coaches are going to have to dial it up and gamble a little bit.
Castellanos gets the sign he likes. Breaking ball swung on, fouled off again to the back of the screen. 0-2 count.
See, to me, Joe, you've got to send him there in one of these first 2 pitches. You got a guy on the hill who's really trying for strikeouts. And now you're in an 0-2 situation. You might end up with a strike him out, throw him out. You had to avoid that by running him earlier. He's got a big lead too. He has
He's 6-7 foot lead over there. Still doesn't go. 0-2 pitch in the dirt outside. Good 0-2 pitch looked at by O'Neill for ball 1 and good stop by Matulia too.
Matulia with a nice lateral movement there. Slid hard to the right.
1-2 fastball, chopped to shortstop. McLean charges in, gets it quick throw to first, and retires O'Neill. But slowly grounded the ball, so Edwards was able to advance to second with no attempt for McLean there. McLean had to go to first all the way there. 2 outs, runner at second for the Lumberjacks.
Very similar here. Each team's got the man to second, needing that clutch hit. Definitely a nail-biter playoff scenario. Just one hit for each team.
From the Panthers of Florida Tech, Grant McDowell.
We definitely, with our 3 outfielders, where it's Baker in left, Spitz in center, and Barr in right, 3 outfielders who will come and get the ball and really uncork some solid throws. They get a lot on their throws. Kelfleisch in left, when he's in left, the same applies to him.
Grant McGowan, first baseman from Florida Tech. Another statistical opportunity here. Runners in scoring position with 2 outs. What successful teams can do well. Castellanos checks on Edwards at second, delivers the first pitch breaking ball, but misses outside, ball 1.
Good take. He's had people offering at that.
McGowan 292. No home runs, 19 RBIs. Edwards has 21 steals too, so he's used to stealing a few bags here and there. Castellanos with the 0-1 fastball. This is just inside McGowan.
2-0 is a big opportunity for the Jacks here. You mentioned 21 steals with Edwards. That's why I was just shocked. He just ball and chained it over there at first with a big lead.
McGowan's going to be ready to swing here, I'm sure, because for one of the few hitters counts the Lumberjacks have had tonight, we saw Smith up and ready to swing on his 2-0 count too, and the 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses just outside for Castellanos. 3-0. Not a bad 2-0 pitch, as I'm sure McGowan was expecting something hard there. Not a bad 2-0 pitch, maybe get a swing at or maybe get that first strike, especially when you do have the open base.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Castellanos' style to be careful, but he looks like after he went 2-0, he would look careful on that.
Expect to take all the way from McCown and 3-0 fastball over the outside corner. 3-1, another hitter's count coming down here. He's looking to break this thing open. 0-0 ball game here at Eagle Field. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Got some runs scored around the league, those. We'll get to the out-of-town scores shortly. Gowan gets something in his eyes, steps out and calls time.
This pitch will give you a read on what Castellanos feels best about. Either that fastball or that slider. You're gonna know right here.
So you want a fastball, outside corner, fouled off to the screen, full count.
Now, Castellanos is paying attention to the base runners, but the way this game has gone for him, he's thinking about finishing off the count himself.
Yeah, and I might expect to see a breaking ball here. He went with the breaking ball in the 2-0 count. He's going 2 straight fastballs to try to 2 straight fastballs to set up this breaking ball right here, which he's been able to throw for strikes tonight.
Yeah, if you get caught looking for it, he can get fast on you too.
And the payoff pitch, Edwards goes, fouled off to our right.
Please return that foul ball to the.
Yeah, that's an interesting one with the runner at second base there. If ball four is thrown, Matulia will still have a chance to throw out the runner at third.
And McCallum kind of walks towards first base too from third base, from the right-handed batter's box. So it's kind of, you really want to steal third base with lefty at the plate, but McCallum is the righty, like I said, so it does create somewhat of an obstruction for Matulia. Payoff pitch again. There's the breaking ball, ground ball. Up with his McLean, deep in the hole, kind of loses his grip as he's trying to throw to first. Everyone will be safe. McLean ranged to his right, got there, and went to plant and throw, but just seemed to lose the grip. I do think it's a hit, though, because it was very deep in the hole. But would have still taken a hard throw from McLean to get the runner, and it just scored a hit.
I don't think there's not enough. The Cannons are in Charlestown. They're not out there in the hole at shortstop.
From the Seahawks at Broward.
So first and third situation, 2 outs here for the Lumberjacks. Their first 2 hits and base runners for the night. First pitch to Hayden Platt is grounded right back to Castellanos, who underhands to first. Daniel Nichols to retire the side.
That is a huge play.
Huge out.
First and third situation, you would have figured that the Jacks were going to, really test some things there. To me, you've got to take the pitch. You absolutely have to take the pitch.
The Lumberjack threat is for naught as the Lumberjacks get no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Dave, what are some out-of-town scores we see around the league right now?
5-4, Waynesboro on top of Albany in the top of the 5th, so a real nail biter down there as well. Bottom of the 2nd at Gypsy Hill Park. The Charlestown Cannons, they've scored all year long, and Waynesboro's had trouble. Vince had trouble with other offensive clubs. 7-2, the Cannons on top of the Braves there at Gypsy Hill Park. They're trying to win game 1 on the road. Front Royal 2-0 at home over Strasburg, and the Cardinals, they shut out Strasburg 3 times in the regular season. So trying to get shutout number 4 of the Strasburg Express. So that's definitely one there where if you've been shut out a bunch of times, I didn't get a chance to look deeper. Was it maybe one guy shuts you out twice or something like that? But definitely Front Royal has figured out how to hold down the Strasburg Express. But it's only 2-0. It's early, and really Front Royal's had trouble scoring a bunch of runs of late. And they've actually given up. They had a ball game. They led 7-1 and lost 8-7 in the last week of the season too. So Front Royal hasn't exactly been locking it down here in the last week. So close games, and these series get real interesting when the visitor comes in and wins game 1. Suddenly, the so-called favorite is facing elimination.
It always seems, though, that whatever's happening here at Eagle Field is the opposite of what's happening around the league. I feel like when it's a big scoring night, the other games are real close and low scoring. When it's a low scoring night, all the other games are high scoring with a lot of runs, too. Lead things off here in the bottom half of the 4th inning for the Turks is Daniel Nichols, who swings the first pitch and misses for strike 1. Nichols with a great week. Rounded out to first base in his first at-bat. 0-1, similar pitch, but missed outside apparently. Ball 1, 1-1 count to first baseman from Georgia.
Nichols, Rose, Kelpfleisch. That's been a dangerous trio.
And the pitch, inside fastball, swung on and foul tipped by Nichols.
You can definitely tell Nichols is fooled a little bit. He's not having the violent, controlled swing we've seen here.
1-2 count. Kribodansky gets the grip he likes. Fastball swung on, grounded slowly out to shortstop. Up with it is Edwards on the first to complete hitters count for First game, second game, played one game in the playoffs. That was it. The regular season, I'm almost up. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Castro missed that breaking ball. This whole playoff and regular season stats thing has messed with my brain. Castro, a very similar build to Matulia. Both catchers kind of have similar builds. Castro, a right-handed hitter, though. Castellanos with the 1-2 fastball runs off the outside of the plate for ball 2.
Good pitch. I mean, I sometimes look at a pitcher and look at his misses. I mean, Castellanos misses when he's ahead in the count and very close.
Castellanos coming with the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on top to third base. Matt Rose up with it. Hard throw on the first to retire Castro. That'll be the hardest thrown ball we've seen Rose throw, and I kind of went back and put some zip on that one for out number 1.
Yeah, and Rose is someone who's thought very highly as a pitcher. He's going to obviously go back and pitch at Georgia State, but one of the best dual threat players in the Valley League in a long time. The scouts are really high on him as a pitcher, and I think this summer they might have woken up to the fact that he can really hit it.
Well, that turns over now to Blake Edwards, who's leadoff hitter. First pitch fastball outside corner. Edwards 1-1 on the night. 1-4-2 has one of the only 2 Covington hits. Single in his last at bat in the 4th inning. 0-1 breaking ball completely fooled Edwards. And Edwards swung through that one for strike 2. 0-2. Castellanos a hit.
Halfway through the swing, you realize, uh-oh, that's the slider. But it's only strike 2.
0-2 pitch. Castellanos challenges him. Fastball. Foul tip back to the screen.
And you can see Castellanos kind of give himself a little bit of grief there. I think he was upset he left that in the middle of the plate on 0-2.
Gene Castro's ground out to third baseman last inning was a 6th ground out to the left side of the infield tonight. Only 2 flyouts for Lumberjacks, and another breaking ball swung on and missed for Blake Edwards. 7th strikeout of the night for Castellanos.
When he really puts the power slider together, the top end speed, he's probably in the 84-mile-an-hour range, but that last bit of down, it's breaking good enough you can almost know it's coming and still be over top of it.
2 quick outs for Castellanos, and second baseman Jose Carrera steps in. First pitch curveball over the outside corner for strike 1.
Now, Covington, as you pointed out the last time they were in town, these top 3 have got to do it for them. They really do.
0-1 misses low. Ball 1. 1-1 count. 2 outs. 0-0 ball game here in Harrisonburg in quarterfinal game 1, top of the 6th inning. 2 hits for Covington, 3 hits for Harrisonburg. And that's about it. Fisted inside-out swing by Carrera into left field. Shallow into left field. Carrera reaches with a single. McLean was able to eventually track that down 6 feet into the grass in left field, but with Carrera's speed and so deep in the hole, not even a chance for McLean.
Well, I think you have to send Carrera, but I haven't gotten any of these prognosticator guesses. I'm not necessarily guessing to be right. I'm just thinking baseball 0-0 here. My 4 hitters up there. I've got a guy with almost 20 steals. You got to get him going.
Matt O'Neill steps in. Carrera not going anywhere. O'Neill fouls the first pitch off to our right towards the Huddle House concession stand.
I think it's important to find out what the other catcher's all about. Make him work, pop him up. If he throws your runner out here, you've got your 4-hitter leading off the next inning. But got to get a runner in scoring position.
Carrera with 15 steals in the regular season. 0-1 Carrera bluffs but doesn't go, and O'Neill swings through the curveball, and now you got an 0-2 count, 2 outs. And Carrera still at first base.
Well, and I don't like the 0-2 count for my guy with a strikeout pitcher on the hill. I send him here even if he gets thrown out, you start with a clean count.
And Carrera does go, and the 0-2 pitch ground ball to Matt Rose at third base, who's up with it on to first to retire the side. The Covington Lumberjacks get 1 on the base via a hit, but can't do anything with it. After 5.5, it's still a 0-0 ball game here in quarterfinal game 1.
See, that was a good example of him slowing the breaking ball down. He just took some speed off of it. Had a weak swing on that. So Castellanos has it going. This game has got that feel about it. Somebody's going to have to big fly this one. Somebody's going to have to hit one out to really change the complexion of this thing. But Krivojansky is really a finesse righty, which is rare to see. He'll be sneaky fast on a hitter every now and then. But He's really a guy that's using that little over-the-top breaking ball to get a call on the first couple of pitches right on the corners. Finesse righties are hard to find. They never seem to make it through the minor leagues.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. Finesse lefties, they can not only make it through the minor leagues, they can sometimes.
For 50 years.
Yeah.
Jamie Moore.
Jesse Orozco.
Yeah. Jamie Moore throwing 81 by the end of his career.
Yeah.
He did throw a pitch though, and he did pitch one appearance, or at least an appearance after 50, right? Didn't he?
I think he did.
And Satchel Paige, what was he when he made
Satchel
his major league debut?
Satchel,
But of course, he played so many years in the Negro leagues and whatnot.
right. I think he made his major league debut in his mid-30s or something like that. I could be wrong. But when I covered the Orioles, Jamie Moore was with the club, and he was just as classy a guy as you could possibly be. He was in a really rough stretch with the Orioles where he left about 4 starts in a row where the bullpen gave it up. He left, leading 2-1, leading 3-0, leading, just because he was a 6-inning pitcher. That's all there was to it. And the bullpen just gave it up and gave it up and gave it up. And he was just so graceful about it because it was really easy to get upset when you keep getting losses and no decisions leaving in games like that.
Satchel Paige made his major league debut at the age of 42.
42.
He played until he was 47.
That's amazing.
Daniel Nichols here to lead things off for the Turks in the bottom of the 6th inning, looking to get some action going here. First pitch, line in the left field by Nichols. That's going to get in the gap. This play out there by Flores in left field, and Nichols is safely walking to second. Flores made more of a play on that than I thought he would. I thought I was going to cleanly get down, but Flores was there and just couldn't make the catch. I believe they were going to hit, and they do. So leadoff double for Nichols, and now's the time for the Turks to make something happen as just their second leadoff runner of the ball game and their first leadoff runner to reach second base.
Flores nearly caught that because it was coming back to him.
Kind of hung up there too.
Yep, and that was a heck of an effort because it looked like he was taking a bad line to the ball and that's not going at a deep enough angle, but it was just over the top of his glove.
Matt Rose with another prime RBI spot here. And you heard Coach Weiss say in the pregame show he will not bunt with Rose and Nichols unless it's in the 9th inning and a runner on first base. So it'll be interesting to see what he does here.
Well, he's going to swing away. You can bet the farm on that.
Rose is swinging away, but takes the first pitch inside for ball 1.
That didn't miss Castro's target by much. He was set up off the plate on the inner half.
Rose 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out. Krivjansky checks Nichols at second. He's not going anywhere, though. And the 1-0 swung on and missed by Rose. He won that one.
Great pitch.
Breaking ball.
Great
Kind of
pitch.
fooled with the off speed, change of speeds there.
You want to finish down. I mean, you get that thing up, you're in trouble. I mean, you can get it to finish down, shin high.
Krivjansky with the long pause, the 1-1 fouled off straight back to the screen.
Rose, at least once a game, is going to hit a rocket somewhere. Usually it's more than one rocket somewhere. And the Turks are hoping that this is the at-bat. He splits the gap somewhere.
And this is the inning the Turks need to score, too. They're going to get 2 at-bats from Rose and Kalfleisch. They're 2 RBI machines with a runner in scoring position and less than 2 outs. They need to do something here. If anything, Rose just needs to hit a ground ball to the right side to advance the runner. 1-2 pitch swung on and missed.
Great pitch.
Nice slider by Krivjansky to start over the plate and finish off. And Rose strikes out for out number 1.
I do think what you were saying earlier, the pace of his motion doesn't really match the speed of the pitch. And he does a good job. It's almost like a changeup, and it's got that nice little cut breaking motion to it.
Now steps in Eric Kalfleisch, who's looking to not waste this leadoff double for the Turks. Nichols standing at second with the leadoff double, 1 out. Kalfleisch, first pitch misses inside with a hard fastball for ball 1.
Every base matters at this point. I mean, Castro can't get handcuffed back there. I think that Krivjansky's done a good job of keeping the balls from one-hopping Castro. But you can't give up a cheap base here with just 1 out.
Kalfleisch did double in his last at-bat, too. That poke line drive down the left field line just past the outstretched glove of O'Neill at third base. Krivjansky, 1 look at Nichols, 2 looks at Nichols, and back. That pitch has got away from Castro, and Nichols with a late run into third base. And Castro misses his target at third base into left field, and Nichols is going to round third and score. Very awkward play. Sloppy, not only for the Turks, that's real sloppy for the Turks, too. Nichols left late. good break from Castro may have had him at third.
And a good break from the left has him at the plate.
Yeah, Nichols took a late break from third, and it was such a close play at the plate.
But Joe, we beggars cannot be choosers.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's 1-0 Harrisonburg.
It is 1-0 Harrisonburg. That's right. On the pass ball, it looked like Castro was kind of crossed up there because he gave a long look back at Trubajinski once the ball got past him, even before he went back to get the ball. And we're going to get a coaching visit to the mound as there's action down there in the Covington bullpen.
I brought up the wild pitch scenario before that because giving up a cheap 90 would have been disastrous, and then you give up, the double error on the play. But Castro really got a pretty friendly single field bounce off of the backstop. I mean, this is kind of major league distance. So he got a friendly bounce back to him, and he was lucky to even have a play at third.
Nichols doesn't even run that well.
Yeah, Nichols does not run well. And I'm not sure if Coach Weiss sent him. I don't think he did.
And he got a late break from second. And
really a late break coming from third.
I'm not sure what they scored that. I'm guessing there will be an error. There'll be a pass ball and then an error, but that might even be an E5. I don't even think it was that bad. A throw to third base, and Neal didn't get his glove up, but usually good. See about that one.
Well, this has been a very tidy game, and the teams have played very good defense. The only error prior to that was Edwards' error at shortstop. But the Jacks, that was not good right there. They needed to at least only give up one base.
We don't care about the conclusion, just the end. We don't care about the details, just the conclusion.
That's right.
Of that story as the Terps get their first run. 2-0 pitch fouled off by Cowfleisch. It's 1-0 Harrisonburg, bottom of the sixth inning. Quarterfinal game 1 of the Valley League playoffs, best of 3 series. Kurjansky back to the lineup now with the bases empty. 2-1 swung on a line down the right field line by Cowfleisch. Called foul. Foul ball. But he was being shaded. The right fielder, Brent James, was nowhere near getting close to that ball. He
went down and scooped that thing, didn't he? And, if that was fair, Cowfleisch, who's running right down the line, would be the first to say it. It was only foul by a little bit. That's into our little 5% semi-blind zone.
Right, and like you said, Cowfleisch would have been,
sure,
as well as Coach Cohen at first base. I immediately thought it was fair, but I probably have, my eyes probably have some bias on him right now.
It was close.
2-2 count, 1 out. Now to Cowfleisch with the base. On to you too,
It's going by fast, huh?
Yeah.
My batteries. I think I have another AAA battery here. You don't have AAA here.
I don't have any of those.
Oh, there it is. As they say, was that?
back at Eagle Field for top of the 7th inning. Back with the play-by-play story is 13-year voice of the Turks, Dave Norman.
Curse the voice of the Turks. I just get to bore him on the air. Grant McCallum will lead it off for Harrisonburg. 1-0 Turks. Castellano misses way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And he looks like a guy pitching that 1 run might be enough. But you can't count someone with a complete game. You might see both of these guys go a complete game the way it's going now. You know it's late in the season. I'm out of AAA back. Fastball in there for a strike. Plenty of AA, though. Pretty worthless at this point. Maybe AAA. 1 ball, 1 strike. Castellano had a sign he liked from Matulia, but McCown says, no, you two look a little too comfortable. I'm going to get out of here for a minute. 1-1 foul, third base side. There's that great late movement in on the hands again. One ball and 2 strikes. Seven strikeouts and no walks for Ryan Castellano. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball sweeps outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Going to be McCown, Hayden Platt, and Brent James.
I looked it up. Jimmy Moyer's last Major League appearance, he was 49 years old.
Just 49.
Just shy. 49 and a half. Just shy of his.
Who I came to see.
Really?
Hey there.
49. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and foul back to the screen. Right off the end of the bat. Good job by McCown. 1-0. Jumped right into the playoff mode here. McCown taking his time. Back in there.
McCown has one of the 3 Lumberjack hits tonight, a single back in the 4th inning.
2-2 pitch again. Slider, strike 3 called on the inside corner. McCown, tip of the hat and walk to the dugout. The late movement on that was very similar to one he threw Demetrius Moore earlier. Just a snap of a late break. Brings him up on the inside corner.
Definitely one of those instances where McCown just knew it was a strikeout, started walking towards the dugout even before he gave the umpire a chance to call it.
For every 10 feet you get closer to the action, it gets that much faster. Breaking in there for a strike. Little bit different speed, slowed it down a little. Finds the heart of the plate. The ball's 1 strike to Hayden Platt. Platt's 0 for 2. 0-1 fastball missed low and away.
No, David actually.
Platt from Broward Community College.
And David called me. I'm at the airport.
1-1 pitch. Foul right there in the box. That good run on fastball again.
We've talked about it time and time again, the different styles of teams on getting certain players here. And Covington's one of those teams. Has guys from many different schools because they get the best from junior colleges and community colleges and whatnot.
And a lot of these guys are going to make the jump to D1 school, so guys develop at different paces. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit hard, and off of Rose as well down the left field line, and Platt will dig it into second base with a 1-out double. So Rose nearly made a great catch. It was off the top of his glove down the left field line. Good awareness by Rose to go and get it. Can't be sure that Baker is over there to get it. So a 1-out double. Hit number 4 for the Jacks.
Yeah, so we scored a double, but I think if he asked Rose, he would like to have that one back again.
Yes.
I think that's one he very easily could have come up with.
Yes.
I like him a lot.
No, it scored an error. It scored an error on the play. So a 2-base error. Platt will be at second base.
Right fielder, Brent James.
Here comes James now. For a strike. No balls and 1 strike. to James. Fastball just missed on the outside. Good heater. Just a shade out. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Castellanos has 8 strikeouts, and you can believe it. He's thinking about 1, maybe 2 to get himself out of this trouble. Tie run out at second base. Grounded to shortstop. McLean on 3 hops. Throw to first is in time. Good steady play at shortstop by Stephen McLean. In the early going, the Turks had a historically bad defensive start to the season. McLean and company have gotten it worked out.
Campanelli's book is coming out.
So big at-bats here. Tie run 90 feet away as Jonathan Flores, the left fielder, digs in there. He, too, is 0 for 2. When you look at the box score here, boy, have these pitchers dominated the bottom of these orders.
Absolutely.
Fastball foul right into the Covington dugout on the right side. We talk about a running fastball there. That got right up above the hands of Flores.
I think that one may have made its way into the dugout in the little section around the steps where there's no netting.
And really, as close as Moorer is in the on-deck circle, that whizzed by him, missed him by about 4 or 5 feet. Slider, strike 2. Boy, it's unfair when he gets that one going. 0-2. And I'll tell you, the runner at third might as well be invisible. Castellanos is thinking all about the strike.
He's not even checking the runner. You're not even giving him a peek. I mean, it is the runner on third, so you don't. But
2 fastball high and outside.
he is thinking about him a little bit, though, because he's not going from the windup. You do see something go from the windup with the runner on third. But
he doesn't lose much in the way of velocity
he does
or anything from the windup to the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Slider, strike 3 called. That is a mannequin maker right there. You see a stiff mannequin in the still window. That's exactly what that hard slider is doing. Castellanos is the guy working on pitches, trying to figure out what he can throw and what counts, what's working for him. But boy, that slider, that thing plays everywhere right now. That is a ready for contact pitch for him. 1-0 Turks. Castellanos held in the man. 9 strikeouts, just 3 hits allowed. 1-0 Harrisonburg. Take a look at the other scores here in the Valley League playoffs. Strasburg has taken the lead at Bing Crosby Stadium in Front Royal. The Express leads 4-3 over Front Royal. Those 4 runs represent more than the Express scored against the Cardinals all season long. It was about 3 separate times, and they lost 2-1 another time. Waynesboro is still in the top 5 before leading the bottom of the 6th, and Waynesboro haven't even updated any losses. Curious about that. 7-4. Charlestown leads Stanton. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Also at the same time that we did. There we go. 7-6. Charlestown in the stands. So the Braves are trying to make us figure out. They were 7-2 Cannons. And it's 7-6. We're getting some playoff action here.
And of course, we couldn't have a great season without the Turkettes and the concession stand.
Turks interns for the summer are getting introduced here.
Also, Mary McMahon and Sarah Bossart. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. For the support staff.
Game day operations support staff getting there. You're kind of the dotted line on the intern tree, Joe.
right.
There's all the game day personnel, and then all season people always ask me, "Have you got your guy? Have you got your guy?" I'm always got to tell them I'm working on it.
Surprising with that. Teresa Weiss does a really good job of getting us recognized. Almost too good a job, but
Yeah, we don't deserve that. Let's get real here. Come on. Hits to Christopher Barr, misses outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Let's see if Christopher can use that good eye we've seen many times, work himself on the base pass. The second run here would feel very large.
I'm not sure who told Kurt Dudley it was her mom's birthday, though, because it's not.
Top left field out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was another good pitch on that outside corner. 1-1. 4 hits for the Turks, 3 hits for the Jacks. An all-important run for Harrisonburg. And the Covington miscues. Chop foul for poles here on the right side.
We've seen just about everything hit here at the stadium. Light poles, lights themselves.
And bars thrown the bat a couple of times.
On top of dugouts, yeah.
I hope that video is somewhere. We laughed about it for quite a while when there was a handle on the bat. It wasn't a fluke though, so he came back with a less impressive bat.
It wasn't the Manny Machado bat toss.
Slider pop foul, third base side, spoiled a good pitch there. Krivojansky is someone that will have you pretty uncomfortable in the box in a whole different way than Castellanos, who just overpowers you. Krivojansky gets you on your front foot, chaining speeds, work it up and down. 1-2, running out towards second base. Carrera comes in, moves it up on field for outs and throws out Barr for out number 1. And here comes Matulia.
Good catch here. Mitchell Matulia.
Bottom of 8th inning. Bottom of 7. I'm trying to move it forward. First pitch missed outside to Matulia. A lot of times, when you get to that bottom of the 8th situation, the other team finally wake up to the fact we literally are down to 3 outs in the bottom of our lineup. That's tough doings because it's all zeros. The bottom of these two lineups hasn't really done anything. Though Matulia reached and McLean did get a nice sack bunt there. Next pitch misses outside, 2-0.
Still no action in the Turks bullpen. I think this is Castellanos' game until he gets into a little bit more trouble. Of course, just bang, 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 game after game in the playoffs. And if the Turks can conserve any pitching, they will.
When a guy's striking, swung on foul off third base side, when a guy is striking his way out of trouble, that's a power pitcher. Scouts always put a lot of emphasis on strikeouts per inning. They want to know who can get themselves out of trouble. 2-1 to Matulia. Krivojansky kicks and deals. Inside. 3-1 to Mitch.
Stanton making a comeback in that slow-moving game with all the runs. 7-6 Charleston now. Only the bottom of the 4th
But
inning.
doesn't that game fit the MO of those two teams, though?
Yeah.
A lot of offense. Missing Justin Harris is a big deal for Kings. Hop foul back to the screen. That was a good pitch there, about knee high. So even if Matulia took it, I think it was going to be strike 2. July 29th. Where has the month gone? I'm glad we're saying that with the pennant in the back.
Yeah, it was a
5-5 start. The Turks just kind of blew up from there, winning a lot of close games. 3-2 pitches fouled off third base side.
Tomorrow will be our 2-month anniversary, if you will. Crazy.
Right. And the thing that, a lot of times these players literally meet each other. They're teammates for 70 days, and then you have guys who stay in touch for a decade after that. It's neat. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nolan Krivojansky deals. Swung on and missed. Fastball a little high, maybe even a little bit outside. And Matulia swings right through it. So 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Stephen McLean.
The shortstop, Stephen McLean.
Clean 0-for-1 ground out in the 3rd inning and a beautiful sacrifice bunt in his last at-bat in the 5th inning.
Fastball, high for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. So Krivojansky has been the Turks' kryptonite. The 2 times they've seen him, they have not touched him for much. 1-0 curve, stayed outside, did not go around. Glad to have an extra umpire because often with a 2-man crew, as soon as you get a man on base, the second umpire goes to the middle of the diamond, one of the worst spots to see any of those checks. Hey, you do what you can do with 2 guys. 2-0 pitch, lined out to right field, hanging up though, and caught for out number 3 by Brent James. So McLean gave it a pretty good poke. Right at the right fielder, James. We are headed
No
for.
runs, no hits, no
We're
errors.
only headed for the 8th inning. I got it there a minute ago.
After 7 full innings of play, Harrisonburg 1 left Covington 0.
So, Joe, you're going to be starting your job as the JV volleyball coach at East Rockingham High School?
Right after Monday, so I'm excited for that.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've been back in volleyball. Of course, I'm in the basketball team at JMU, so that kind of got me out of volleyball because I went to basketball. Missed volleyball, and I'm a coaching minor too, so I got to do a practical at some point before I graduate. So all the job posting went for it. I'm excited for it.
Good. That'll keep you busy, and staying busy with sports and enjoying the things that surround sports is always a life full of fun. That's what I found. I don't get a chance to do the kind of road trip traveling things that I did a little bit more while I was younger. But it's called life. Sometimes it can sit on you like a giant elephant.
You still like to hear me talk. I was just asked a few weeks ago by Kurt Daly. I'll be doing Madison football with him too, so that's quite a
Nice.
ultimate job for a student at Madison. So I'm excited to do that this fall too, and I'll still be doing some soccer with the basketball team and go back full time with them once volleyball is over. So sports 24/7 for me. I don't sleep. Workaholic sort of in that sense in terms of sports, and when I do have free time, I honestly am bored in my mind and don't do it. So better be busy. Anything else really, so.
Well, you're attached to your school, not necessarily on the way to the altar or working. I always joke about my red hot love affair with the riding lawnmower, which is like my standing date with the riding lawnmower.
I can assure you, listeners, he does talk about that a lot.
Yes, I do, because it's always on the agenda to do. I'm so happy. See, and after that, you get into the leaf season.
I never get me started. We had this huge little yard in Massachusetts, and it was a pain. It's fine. We lived there 10 years, and finally in year 8, we found that they make these big industrial leaf blowers that you can just push.
Yes.
And we are surrounded by wood, so it's like all we can do is blow in the wood.
Blow in the woods, right.
Breaking the tape.
You're like, could I get that 1,000 hours of my life back? I sure would like that.
But the beauty of fall season is the hard work of breaking the leaves.
I got a 2-car garage. Maybe I can blow them all on the one side of the garage. That'd be a good call. I think my wife would be thrilled with that.
I'm sure she would.
It would make for a funny video.
It must be a big pile of leaves. I'd love to come jump in that one.
Well, we got a little over 4 acres, so there you go. Here comes Demetrius Moore. He squared around a bunt. Takes a strike. Lost his bat there in the process. He was trying to do definitely the drop and go, and he got the drop point down.
And the go, just not the contact. He was almost halfway down the first base.
Yeah, it's a great move. I mean, Rose is playing deep, 1-0 game. Slider, low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Game 2 of this series will be tomorrow in Covington. I believe that's a 7 o'clock start. Verify that. Fastball is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Moore is 0 for 2. 2-1 pitch from Castellanos in there for a strike. Poured the fastball in there.
Moore 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strikeout swing has been completely fooled by Castellanos tonight, but so have many batters. Castellanos has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts through 7 innings of work.
And has walked no one. 2-2 fastball pops the ball high. We'll go 3-2. One of the fans giving a groan there. That was at least 6 inches too high. At least, maybe not. 3-2 pitch. Hit hard down the right field line. That's hooking though. And that is a foul ball. Foul by just a little bit more than Kelly Fleisches. The danger with a guy like Moore is he drops that into one of your corners, he might have 3 bases.
Especially the right field corner, he's definitely got 3 bases. Starts and players and coaches breathe a huge sigh of relief
Yes.
after that.
Well, it's a 1-0 game.
And with that, Coach Weiss looks down the bullpen, and Logan Onda is taking off his over jacket and headed right to the bullpen with Joey Roach to get started warming up.
Yeah, that's called go time. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And I'm not the least bit surprised that Logan Onda is the first one they're going to go to out of the bullpen in the playoffs.
That'll be his role, pretty certain. The starter's job is to hand the baton to someone with a lead. You'd like it to be more than one. You got to make sure it's at least one. Swung on and missed. Castellanos fouls up the four-seamer. Moore got caught looking breaking ball there maybe because his swing looked kind of late.
Swing very late. Kind of. Well, that ball was caught too, just not nowhere near that pitch.
If he takes it there, it's a 50-50. I think, kind of between the belly button and the letters. We've seen a few there. But the speed is what gives you no time to figure out what's up. Here's Castro now. First pitch to Shane is inside for ball one. Castro 0 for 2. Teresa Weiss in playoff cheer mode. I can hear her trying to rally the troops. Slider missed inside 2-0. 1 out, nobody on. Top of 8.
Her mom yells right after her.
That's been going on for a while.
Yeah, she's been yelling all season. She got a cowbell too.
More cowbell. 2-0 pitch. Fastball right down Broadway. Maybe a little to the outside. That's 2 balls and 1 strike. The thing about getting Castro here is then you have Edwards. You might be able to break up that trio of 300 hitters if you're able to get an out in the next couple of guys. Hop straight back. That was a breaking ball that Castellano really slowed down as much as any we've seen all night. He definitely took a lot off that. It was probably a ball, but that was probably about an 81 mile an hour breaking ball there. But 2 strikes is kind of everything to Castellano. When he gets to that second strike, he's got another gear to shift it to. He likes the sign from Matuya and he deals. Chopped out towards second base. Big second hop for Smith. And he'll throw the Nichols for route number 2. So now you have a chance to get Edwards. And then Carrera, O'Neill, McCown. You can break up this dangerous group here with an out in the next couple of hitters. Edwards is 1 for 3. Carrera is 1 for 3. This game could easily be scoreless. Covington had kind of a sloppy exchange, throwing the ball around.
The Turks didn't even get a hit that inning. They scored the run.
Hit down to her first on 1 hop. Nichols will go to the bag himself. Actually, Nichols doubled. Remember, Nichols doubled and stuff. So Castellanos kind of had closer stuff all night. Plus a third pitch to go along with it. 10 strikeouts, no walks. And you can see as he comes off, Coach Weiss just put his palms out there, and you can guess the question was, how do you feel? How do you feel? And he's getting a lot of handshakes and high fives. I think he might be done for the night. Could be Logan on to the finish, but Carrera is a switch hitter to lead things off, so you're not going to get that righty-righty matchup, whoever you go with. Nolan Krivitjansky back to the hill. And he has thrown an absolute gem. 4 hits through 8. He must be feeling okay. He's at see what the pitch count is for Krivitjansky. Castellanos is at 108 pitches. I was kind of surprised to see that. I figured he was in 90. That's a big number for someone who hasn't walked anyone. Once this turns over, we'll see what Krivitjansky's pitch count is. But he doesn't really have a big violent delivery. He's kind of an easy arm guy, so I wouldn't think that he's got an awfully big run. As soon as one of the Turks guys steps in, the pitch count numbers will reset. Castro coming back out there with the gear. Top of the order for the Turks, so you got a real chance to get an insurance run. 2-0 would feel like 10 right now. The second run is so important because you take that bunt situation and that manufacturer run strategy right out from under the Lumberjacks when they've got to play for 2. Really, O'Neill and McCown, yes, they've got some power. And you really you're looking for a clap of thunder with a good strong righty on the hill, whether it's Castellanos or Rondo. Thomas Smith to lead it off. Smith, Spitz, and Nichols against the tough luck so far righty, Nolan Krivitjansky. Missed outside. right-hander getting loose down in the Covington pen. And the Jacks look anything but an 8th place team. Yes, they had the bad play that led across 1 run. Pitch for pitch, Krivojanski and Castellanos has been very entertaining to watch. Missed blowing outside again, 2-0. And this is where Smith will rein it in. We're going to have to see some strikes here.
He swung hard on that 2-0 pitch in his second at bat in the 3rd inning.
Bottom of 8, though. He's likely to be extremely conservative. Ball 3. Now, Krivojanski, he does have a couple of walks, 2 of them on the game to go along with 4 strikeouts.
Hondo now taking off the mound in the bullpen for Brett Morgan's now warming up out there.
3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Knee-high with the fastball, 3-1. Defense straight away for Smith, as it should be. The 3-1 pitch is outside for ball 4. So the second one of the night that Smith has walked. Spitz will almost certainly get the bunt sign. Edwards at 3rd base, probably about 4 feet behind the bag for right now. I'm really surprised by that. He's probably going to rush in as Krivojanski comes set. Soft toss to first, and Smith is back. Herrera and Edwards cheat in the middle. They've gotten some big double plays in this game. One big double play as a run was crossing the plate. Spitz squares, takes a ball outside. Krivojanski trying to make him bunt a breaking ball there. Kind of buried it low and out. 1 ball, no strikes. Spitz very handy with the bat. And he's shown a very good eye as well. Throw to first, and Smith is back again. Nearly airmailed Grant McCown there. One ball, no strike to Spitz. Bottom of the 8th. Burke's sitting on a fragile 1-0 lead. Spitz bunted at it. Throw to first is not in time. Smith just gets back. A better throw from Castro on the bag, and he maybe has Smith dead to rights.
I think for sure a good throw had him. Smith was caught well off the bag. Even if it was that 1-hop throw like he did, but towards on the inside of the foul line.
Yeah, Smith's body language says, "What am I doing? That was not good." 1 ball, 1 strike. Edwards really charging it from 3rd. Breaking ball bunted right side, perfectly done. Krivojanski throws to first. Successful sacrifice by Spitz. That's the danger. Smith nearly got picked off. He was trying to get a great jump when Spitz gets that bunt down. He's in no man's land. Here comes Daniel Nichols now. His big double started all the trouble. He ended up scoring on a wild pitch and errant throw. 1-out runner at second is Thomas Smith. Nichols one of the few to figure Krivojanski out. Fastball inside corner for strike 1. Great pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Edwards, the shortstop. Bird dogging in behind Smith, keeping him as close as he can. 0-1 pitch, way outside for a ball. Similar scenario as before. Krivojanski can't get too wild. You don't want to handcuff Castro again. That led to a bad outcome for the Jacks earlier. One pitch. Breaking ball, down and in. Good take by Nichols. Castro heads to the hill, trying to figure out the right pitch here. I really think they need to stay away from a fastball count with Nichols. And I think that Covington understands this could be it. We can't fall down 2-0. We got to have the right pitch here. get back into this count. Carrera is in short right center. He doesn't mind those big left-handers turning on one, smashing it. He just wants a better angle on it. And with all of his range, he comes in on the ball well.
Waynesboro getting some more insurance runs. 8-4 lead for them over Aldi in the bottom of the 7th. Strasburg holding a tight 4-3 lead over Royal on the bottom of the 8th. Up in front Royal. Charlestown holding that slim 7-6 lead over Stanton still in the bottom of the 6th. Of course, 1-0 Harrisonburg Turks here in the bottom of the 8th.
Great play on night one. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's see if Nichols figured out what they're going to try and do to him. Kurbajansky set. Short lead for Smith out there. Breaking ball missed outside. Like some kind of changeup or something there. And it's 3-1. Trying to stay soft with Nichols. We've seen Nichols mostly jump on fastballs, but picks up there staying with the soft stuff. 3 balls and 1 strike. Dangerous Matt Rose on deck. 3-1. Low for a ball, and Nichols has walked. The good news for the Jacks is that does put force plays in order. There's really not a lot of speed on the bases. Here comes Rose now. This might be it for Kurbajansky. Rose is 0 for 3, one of the only hitters, he's the only hitter in the top 5 without a hit. And we have not said that too often during the course of this season. Going to have a pitching change now for the Lumberjacks. 1-0 Turks. Jacks will make a change. Couple of runners on for the Turks. Not much to say to Matt Rose. He's been in so many situations where teams are trying to solve him, trying to figure out what can we do to neutralize him. And Nolan Kurbajansky gets a hand from some of the Covington fans that are here and all the Harrisonburg fans too. I mean, that's one of the things I like about our fan base, Joe, is that a job well done gets you a hand from the home crowd when you're the visitor. He has really pitched well.
More fans here in Harrisonburg. They know when a guy has a good outing and great outing, and his 1 run is under it. So
yeah, exactly.
Those guys have 0 under runs so far tonight.
He's done a fantastic job. Out of the pen for the Covington Lumberjacks. We have another right-hander. This is Cody Strayer from Shawnee State.
Positive of that situation, we'll never see Kurbajansky again this season. Unless he goes on 1 or 2 days rest, you never know.
Well, I think a lot of teams might have said that about Sean O'Neill in 2012 for the Turks, but O'Neill started game 1 and closed out game 3 and just did all kinds of stuff.
Shawnee State and good old Portsmouth, Ohio. When I biked cross country that summer, that's one of the towns we stopped in.
You biked cross country last summer? Yeah. Oh, wow, that sounds like 49 states too many for me.
I recommend you don't even make a pit stop there in Portsmouth, Ohio. Say it that way. But stop at Shawnee State, that's the one place I almost got hit by a tornado. So the reason I know Shawnee State's there, we had to crash in some guy's garage to wait out the storm. That was the professor of Shawnee State, Portsmouth, Ohio.
How about that? Biked across the U.S. You're burying the headline here, man. Come on.
I thought you knew that.
No, heck no. Biked across the U.S. No, I'm happy to have done a creeper trail half a dozen times. That's about all the biking I want to do. I don't trust Americans behind the wheel of a car enough to bike cross country. No thank you.
There's that factor too, but honestly, once you get outside of Virginia Beach to Cannon Beach, Oregon, every state in between Oregon and Virginia.
Now, I've been to Cannon Beach, Oregon, and Virginia Beach.
Cannon Beach
is spectacular, dude.
And it's not commercialized at all. That's why I love it.
I love Cannon Beach. And the monolith out in the water, right. Unbelievable. How about that? Small country.
Yeah.
We met in Cannon Beach, Oregon. My wife and I spent some time in Cannon Beach.
I would totally go back.
Now, if Matt Rose hits one over the monolith here, we'll have a real story to talk about. 2 runners on, 1 out. Pressure situation here for Cody Strayer. Pitch to Rose. High and tight. Strayer drops down. not necessarily sidearm, but a kind of an irregular 3/4, 2/3 arm delivery there. I think that's probably his best weapon, where he releases it from, not what you normally see. 1 ball, no strikes. Got to come in with strike 1 out of the pen. Hits the Rose, hit high and deep to left field. This ball's tattooed up the alley. One big bounce and it's off the wall. Smith will score. Nichols is going to hold up. It's juggled out there and Nichols will score. So Nichols slowed up his coach used for stopping and put his hands back over the left shoulder. Saw that the shortstop dropped the cutoff and he scored. So it's 3-0. 2 big runs here, and Matt Rose can only be held down so long, Joe.
Yes, he can. And there, what a beautiful, and you called that right back when he had that in the 3rd inning, whatever you said. That you said that you could touch him left center gap.
There it is.
He hit it right there.
Hit factor 5 up through the tunnel. Split the left center gap. So big damage here in the 9th. Excuse me, the bottom of the 8th. Kelpfleisch in here now, still just 1 out. Pretty good matchup for Kelpfleisch here with a harder throwing righty in the game. Breaking ball in there for a strike. If he's got that in his repertoire, he'll be all right. 0-1. Rose picked a great time to turn 0 for 3 into 1 for 4. 3-0 Turks. Getting into that visitor's bullpen has been a winning formula. 0-1 popped up, shallow left field. Edwards, the shortstop, back pedals, and he makes the call on the catch. For out number 2. Now I'll bring up Jesse Baker. You got to look at it this way: if they've got a 4-run rally in them, they deserve to win the ball game. That's just how you have to look at it.
The bullpen dormant too. I think it's a Castellano's game to win. He's got a little more wiggle room now with a 3-run lead. How would you like to see that? With such short pitching, starter in game 1, 9 innings. That'd be beautiful. Knock on wood.
Those 2 runs might have finished the night for him, though. You might say, all right, if our bullpen can't hold 3 and finish him. Slider, little bit low. Good take by Baker. This is going to sound funny, but I'm going to say it. Baker, despite having an 0 for 9, has looked very solid at the plate.
He has.
Because he's just been balanced up there. He doesn't have anything to show for.
And he got a walk, which is a big deal for him.
Yeah, and he's had good at-bats. He's been 3-2 twice. He's zeroing in on something here. Curveball, that one finds the top of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jesse wants fastballs, and there's no question about it. He had a big season at UT San Antonio. But a lot of good players have struggled in their first season in the Valley League. 1-1 pitch, chopped right off his ankle. Ouch. How do you do, Mr. Baker? Got him on the left ankle, which is his front leg, and here comes Busy Neal. He doesn't have the mystery cold spray. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Baker just gritting through it here. Smith, McLean, and Baker, and even Nichols to some extent, they have been fouling off their feet like crazy.
Definitely going to leave a bruise tomorrow.
One ball and 2 strikes. Matt Rose at second base. His laser double up the alley, the real damage. 2 runs scored.
Go, Baker.
Baker, gritting his teeth, gets a little round of applause from the crowd. He's going to dig back in. 1-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Turks feel like they've broken this thing open. Breaking ball stays outside. Strayer comes set now. Chop foul, third base side. And drop down to that 2/3, 3/4 arm slot again. I think his breaking ball kind of has more of a conventional release above the shoulder. Two and two to Baker. Strayer deals. Big curve swung on and missed. And he strikes out Baker. A huge hit. We've said that a lot about Matt Rose throughout the season. 3-0 Turks. Headed for the top of the 9th inning.
See what kind of pitcher we get out of the dugout and our bullpen. Looks like Brett Morgan is entering the ball game from the bullpen. Castellanos tonight is over 8 innings of no runs.
Just 3 hits allowed, 10 strikeouts, no walks. I think this is really about, Brett pitched the other night and was wild. Yes, it's a 3-0 game, and you're only a couple of hitters away from bringing a tie run to the plate. But I really think that Coach Reed's being a little crazy like a fox here. He wants to get Brett back out there and get a little something positive going again. That was so out of character the other night for him to walk so many batters. Ended up with a no decision, but it's just very, very out of character for him. I think if this game was 1-0, we'd be seeing Logan or Castellanos back out there. But those 2 runs gave Coach Weiss a chance to get Brett back out there, do something right here, get that positive vibe going. Because to win the playoffs here, we're going to need a good middle inning effort here from Brett somewhere along the way.
Our first playoff final, Strasburg just beat Front Royal 4-3, so our first upset too.
In Front Royal.
In Front Royal, so our first final and first upset, and all these kind of making a comeback up there in Waynesboro. 8-6 Waynesboro now, top of 8th inning.
The thing with Strasburg is, when did they play their first home game? July 20th or something crazy like that? They had a heck of a season. The weather just smashed their field.
And runner-ups last year, correct?
Yeah, and they're runner-ups in the final last year. And you know darn well, those Strasburg Express fans, knowing their team is coming back home with a chance to eliminate Front Royal. We spent, I'd say the Turks and Front Royal spent about an equal amount of time in first during the season, would you say?
Yeah.
So they got their chance.
Did Strasburg ever play any games at Front Royal in that time span? How close are those two to each other? It'd be also a slap in the face. Hey,
they're close.
The future ballpark.
I know they did it at Newmarket and Woodstock.
They played at home games at Newmarket. I didn't know they went down there. But
yeah, I think they played one.
I know Woodstock and maybe even Winchester, but I know a bunch of Woodstock.
Here comes Carrera. Right down Broadway with strike 1 for Brett Morgan.
Morgan's 13th appearance on the season, 3.06 ERA. We go with 33 strikeouts, over 29 and third innings pitched.
This pitch is low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carrera is 1 for 3.
Brett Morgan does have 3 saves on the season, which is only second to Logan Onda's 4. And this is, of course, a save situation with a 3-run ball game.
Pop foul, third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morgan with a real over-the-top delivery, fastball slider. He's got some real dip to some of his pitches, too. When he's on, he keeps the ball down. It's kind of true for everyone. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and he went with a high cheese. And Carrera strikes out for out number 1. Jacks down to their final 2 outs here in game 1. Turks righties have really been getting it going. Castellanos has looked very sharp. Scherzer has looked very sharp. Fastball, high for a ball. To Matt O'Neill. O'Neill and McCown, they can hit it out at any time. So 3 runs is a much bigger deal than 1. There's a high fly ball out toward right center. Called for and caught by Luke Chakowski, the new right fielder. 2 up, 2 down. And that quickly, Brett Morgan is looking to close this thing out.
Brett Morgan, kind of the complete opposite windup of Krivjansky. Krivjansky gets a lot of his body into it. Brett Morgan kind of throws with a lot of his upper body, doesn't really get much leg into it.
Yeah, he just sort of steps at you, and here it comes.
Exactly.
The count is 1 for 3. Morgan deals. Low for a ball. One-0 pitch from Morgan. Lined out towards center field. Spitz on the run. He'll have to pull up there and drop it in for a single. Good little swat there by McCown to keep the Lumberjacks hopes alive here in the ninth.
McCown's second hit of the night, 2 for 4. The only Lumberjack to have a multiple hit night. That's half the Lumberjacks hits. Blake Edwards with a single, Ferrero with a single, Grant McCown with 2 singles. So no extra base hits for Lumberjacks. And you rule in ball games for pitchers can hold the opposition to no extra base hits.
Yes, the doubles were key for the Turks. First pitch is down. 1 ball, no strikes. Hayden flat. One pitch, strike on the outside corner. Best hitter so far for Morgan. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs. Top of the ninth. Turks lead 3-0. One pitch. Missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Turks defense straight away at all 7 positions in the field. Hit out towards center field, pretty good. Spitz is on the run. This ball's tailing away from him, and it's going to get up against the wall. He'll dig it out. 1 run will score on the play, and headed for third base is Hayden Flat. So a big booming triple to the alley in right center, and that ball had a lot of tail to it.
Never want to see the tying run come to the plate. Now it is Brent James. And that is their first extra base hit of the night. Takes away the shutout.
Gigantic 2-run double by Rose now.
And now those insurance runs are humongous.
Piece of the rock. Fastball swung on and missed by Brent James. Nobody said you had to get a shutout here tonight. The rule was, hey, let's win game 1. The Turks insurance is big. Pops straight back over us, and it's 0-2. Good blazer by Morgan there.
Eric Hauptfleisch now throwing in the bullpen. He's in the lineup as a designated hitter. I'm sure he's just warming up if need be.
Jonathan Flores on deck. He's a right-handed hitter. 0-2. Pitch to James. Hard slider, and James swings right through it. And the Jacks get 1 here in the ninth. But the Turks, Ryan Castellanos, Brett Morgan, do the job. As usual, the top 5 in the Turks order is never quite complete until Mr. Rhodes has dropped his contribution onto the pile.
Maybe that's what they were missing in that doubleheader where they only scored 2 runs in 14 innings. Big double by Rhodes and great performance by Castellanos. You can write these down, Dave, but you obviously said right from the start you're going to go with Castellanos.
I told you. He just seemed like he had his head together. His arm is not the question at all.
You can text me and said Castellanos is invincible. Let anything happen again.
Yeah. Hopefully that's not the last time I'm out here in the playoffs. The last time I'm right here in the playoffs.
Lucky you listeners, you get at least 1 more night with us.
That's right. We apologize, but that's what's happened here.
Yeah. We can't control that. We just
Right.
talk to
Hey,
you.
not blaming anybody. Just reporting it as it is. But we got some serious games going on across the valley. They really talk about that a little bit. I know, when Coach Meach pops up, he's always wants to know those game scores. We want to see what that. Aldi and Waynesboro have been in the top of the 8 games for quite a while. We're sitting on 86. The Turks get game 1. we're talking to go east tomorrow. We're going on the road. I'm still trying to figure out where we can have a decent dinner. Something that doesn't. Well, Lexington's kind of on the way, you know. And we're going to go all out, Joe. Okay, it's been a great season, and wherever we go, it's not going to have a drive-through window.
There we go.
There you see that? Yeah. You know, those you can get some great meals. I mean, most Americans don't consider themselves risk takers. Every time your lunch is handed to you out of the drive-through window, it's a pretty big risk. Let's be honest with you. Just having their meeting down there on the field, and I think that for the coaching staff, Coach Cullen is a state championship coach, and Valley League coach at the high school level, and you know he's someone that's got 30 years of baseball experience along with Coach Reese and all these decades of experience. And you know, a lot of times you got to remind a group of guys. You guys have not even scratched the surface this year. There's a lot to this ball club. You get some momentum, and get a night like tonight where the pitcher put you on his back, and just wait for the couple of runs that he's going to need. That's it. Definitely. Don't need 10. Just need a couple.
And that's harping into me. I mean, of course, normal baseball knowledge is pitching wins, but as you say, especially in the playoffs, and that's the type of performance they needed, and that's what kind of we were worried about. Are they going to get those performances? And get it from the starters. I know Logan Honda and Luke Scherzer can definitely shut the door, but Brett Morgan did it tonight.
Well, I think it's an ace in the hole that we haven't had to see Logan Honda in a while, because he's going to be a busy man, because he can get outs in a variety of ways, a variety of spots, and he really comes at hitters hard. He comes at them with strikes.
Definitely.
So he definitely does. We'll step out for a break. We'll be back with the Lowe's post-game show. Turks. Round 1, Game 1 in the win column, 3-1 over the Covington Lumberjacks. Check back with us in just a couple of minutes, folks.
See you later, Kurt. Okay.
Good, how are you? I didn't see you earlier. When you stopped bringing the volleyball game. Yeah, I was over here. I didn't do it. I know. I'm excited for season 2. Like, come on. Oh, you? I remember that. I heard Brian. I can't control it. Yeah, yeah, everyone's like, okay, let's do the thing, but we're gonna do it. Yeah, the first time I saw it, scared me. Are you having a heart attack? Yeah, I like shake and get up. It caused me to try to do something. I'm sorry. Gonna wait for me to calm down. This is so embarrassing. I hate when it happens. I don't choose for it to happen. It gets me. There you go. Very good. Do it. Like mom and dad here. Oh no, we'll know. They have we got a bad gene somewhere. No, it's terrible. Hi. Get up here.
I'm gonna leave that. There's a box. I leave that.
The next row is bad. Look good down the bye, Matt. Ready, Robin, for your
I was question mark.
Yeah.
Stickler. Coach Castellanos is a young man that's been on the build here the last couple of starts, and he really showed you that there's a lot to his game here tonight.
Oh, man, he did a great game. I think he had 10 strikeouts, gave up about 3 hits, 4 hits.
He gave up 3, and there were no walks.
No walks. That's great. You know, he's been one of our better pitchers all year long. He didn't come until July the 1st, and you know, he's been what an addition he has been to our ball club.
Yeah, and he's a guy that he's hard on himself, and sometimes that's good and bad. But you can see with him that there's a method to his madness. He wants to get all of his pitches working, but when his fastball and slider are working, he's going to overpower a lot of guys.
He's one of the best pitchers in the league. You know, we're sitting here in the booth talking now, and I'm looking out in left field. Look at him out there. He's running wind sprints. You know,
He's getting his work in.
I mean, you know, it's amazing. You know, he wants to be a professional athlete, a professional pitcher, and one day he will be. I mean, his work habits are so great. It's just unbelievable.
Well, you told me the one story about Juan Pierre getting the coming by the house and getting equipment from you, and just so what are you going to go out to the ballpark and do this for? I mean, guys that are just going to put in the extra stuff.
Yeah, you know, Juan Pierre was a good ball player. He was short and he didn't have much of an arm, but he wanted it so badly that he ended up being in the big leagues for 14, 15 years. And somebody told me that he's playing independent ball somewhere, so he must love the game.
Yeah, he's just going to play.
Yeah. But Ryan Castellanos, you cannot say enough nice things about him. Look at him out there running. I mean, it just makes my heart warm to watch him working out. I mean, he's thrown 8 innings. I think he threw 107 pitches, 105 pitches, and he did a great job. Struck out 10, gave up 3 hits, and now he's out there running. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, we got goals bigger than the Valley League. And
well, you know, his brother is the third baseman for the Detroit Tigers. And I think this runs in the family. You know, they know what they have to do in order to get to the next level. And Ryan will get to the next level. And hopefully I'll see Ryan pitching one day in the big leagues.
Yeah, and I think that he's not going to be for lack of effort. And that's a good thing that when you say about people. I think when guys get to 23 and 24 and they don't quite make it, in their mind, they want to know it was not for lack of effort.
Yeah. I mean, if you get to be 24, 25 and you're not in the big leagues, you look back and you say, what could I have done to be just a little bit better to have stuck in the big leagues? And it's effort. Usually it's effort.
Yeah, I think that a lot of times, guys, there's 2 things that a lot of them don't realize: how close they are and how quickly it's over.
Yeah. Well, you're one pitch, one injury away from any professional athlete being through forever. I mean, you know, football players one play away. Yeah, a pitcher's one pitch away from hurting his arm and never being able to pitch again.
Coach, it was very important to get Brett Morgan back to the hill as well and get some confidence back with him. He's got good stuff, 3 saves on the season for the club. And, you know, while the Turks gave up a run there in the 9th, it was nice to get him back out there and get a good positive vibe going with him.
Yeah, I tell you, when Brett Morgan throws strikes, he's one of the best pitchers in the Valley League. He has control problems sometimes, but like I say, when he throws strikes, he's pretty doggone good.
Yeah, he definitely is. And I think it's big to not have to push Logan Onda out there in Game 1 too. Because Logan's going to be important down the stretch.
Yeah, Logan's going to be very important. Logan's another guy who works hard, and hopefully Logan has a nice future also.
I think that coming into the bottom of the 8th with the top of our order coming up, that's usually been bad news for the other team's bullpen. Getting Nolan Krivojansky finally out of the game. I mean, the kid gave up 4 hits, threw an absolute gem. But getting into the other team's bullpen has been very big for our team.
Yes, it has. The pitcher for the Covington, he threw a great game tonight, and we were lucky to score the first run. Got a bad throw from the catcher at third base, and we were lucky to get that run. Yeah,
definitely. And I think that when you have the top of the order coming up, and you realize, okay, we're here in the 8th, and Matt Rose is 0 for 3. Yeah, it's almost foreboding. You're almost like, that's not going to stick for too long.
Yeah, I thought that Matt was going to get a hit there. I can feel it.
Yeah, it definitely had that feel about it because, I mean, the 0 for 4s, you know, he's probably got 3 of them the whole doggone season. That's about it. So, you know, but those 2 runs ended up being huge because Covington scratched out 1 in the 9th. Sure. And that another extra inning game here at Eagle Field is not what we were looking for in Game 1.
Yeah, that's the truth. I mean, Covington, I was afraid of Covington coming in because all year long I think we'd only scored, 5 runs in any one game against them?
Yeah, and the run differential, the difference between us was 19 to 15.
Yeah,
that's a toss-up.
Yeah, in 5 games it's a toss-up.
Yeah, and they play good scrappy baseball, and without the miscue, like you said, it's 0-0 going late.
Their second baseman, little guy, he played a great game. He's just it's just great to watch a little guy like that, 4'8", 4'9", compete with college players who are 6'1", 6'2". I mean, he's a good hitter. He made 3 or 4 nice plays out there again at second base tonight. He gets rid of the ball so quickly. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, and he's got that kind of pop in his step that makes everybody better. The tempo that he plays the infield with is really nice.
Yeah, he gets the ball to all fields. He had a base hit tonight. He's a good ball player.
Yep. So tomorrow down to Covington, and I think that it's a 7 o'clock start down there tomorrow.
7 o'clock.
Pretty sure. So if you Turks fans want to saddle up, get down there and see Covington. There's directions there on the Valley League site. But we'd be glad to see you there. Have your red, white, and blue on, cheer on the Turks. And Turks will have a chance to win this first round.
Yeah, we're going with Boone tomorrow night, Boone Mokri, and I think Boone will give us a good outing. So hopefully we'll go down there and score some runs and get back to the win.
Well, Boone's another one that's really been shaping it up the last few starts, and strike one very important for him. When he's in the strike zone, he's going to do just fine. I think that keeping the ball down, we've got a defense that's playing so much better now. The way the season started to a pennant was quite a reversal. The boys did a great job of shoring things up and kind of turning that frustration into positive energy.
Yeah, they've done a good job here the last 15, 20 games. They really have.
Definitely have. So we've got Ryan's still down there taking care of his business. So he's gonna miss us tonight on the post game show. But Coach, I want to thank you for joining us.
Sure.
And, you've given us a new lease on life. We're gonna at least be here for Game 3 of round 1 or Game 1 of round 2.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So we apologize for that, but it happens.
Yeah, it does happen. Last year we got swept in Waynesboro, and that wasn't a good feeling.
Yeah, the first round's off to a slam back. Having 2 guys pitch tonight was a godsend, really.
Yeah, that's
so
for sure.
That's the way to look at it.
Like I said, we're down to 10 pitchers, and that should be enough for the playoffs.
Sure, and especially when you get 8 from your starter.
Right.
That's not always going to be the case. But thanks for joining us on the post game show, Coach, and congratulations, got Game 1 here.
Yes, win number 30.
Yeah, and that's right, and win number 30, the first straight season for 30, and 4 out of 5 with the pennant. So.
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
And and the year that you didn't win the pennant, we'll give you a pass because you got the championship.
Well, I think we were like a game out.
I know. Yeah.
But that happens. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you a lot.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
Bye.
Turks in the win column here tonight. And Joe, I know it has nothing to do with us, but they refuse to let us go. They just keep hanging around and do another game.
I can't complain about that. More baseball to watch.
More baseball. Well, I want to thank all of you for tuning in and join us for either Game 3 here on Thursday. Hopefully not. Turks may close it out tomorrow, and it could be Game 1 on Thursday, or it could be an off day, or we don't know. So pay attention to the schedule. We'll have to see how the other series shake out, and we'll see who plays whom going forward. But the number 1 seed has its perks, and you're going to end up playing the lower seed and have the home field advantage throughout. So that's what the pennant gets you. It kind of gets you the hammer. And we like that. So, my partner Joe Kirkendall, I'm Dave Norman. Have a good night, everybody. How's it going? Oh, we just signed off. Oh, I'm sorry.